I'm very, very optimistic, and I think actually this is a fantastic thing. I really do. Why? Because I think the current low oil prices forces us to have a good clean out, forces us to go back to being much, much more efficient, forces us to rethink our priorities and socioeconomic development policies. And in fact, I think it's also been, the reality is helpful that we have also got new leadership. I'm a great believer that change is always good, pretty much regardless, but what I am seeing is that the change is very, very positive. So, as I am understanding, the priority under the new leadership is very, very much, well, immediate recognition of the oil prices coming down. That forces us to now start thinking, you know what, we are a country who rely on this very volatile income base. Bulk of our income is very volatile. So we need to think about that, and we need to formulate policies around that. So what's the first policy? It doesn't matter how much of money we have in the bank. Given that our income is volatile, focus on conserving as much cash as possible going forward. Start diversifying beyond oil and gas, not away from oil and gas, but beyond oil and gas. The country has got a hell of a lot of other natural resources, which so far has not been tapped. The human resources, natural resources, by the way, it's got a huge population, it's got a young population. So that is a very valuable natural resource. It's got a lot of mineral resources. Surprisingly, sand and the sun are resources too. So utilize, start moving the economy beyond. And renewable energy, by the way, can become also a very, very important anchor where, as we deploy for ourselves, we can create an industry, we can create a knowledge platform, we can innovate, and we can become, start to become yet another leaders in that sector. And we can, in time to come, start exporting that energy. It doesn't have to be ships to take oil and gas or pipelines. It can be wires that can very easily take this energy all the way through into Europe and elsewhere. So the second important sort of focus for us then would be to broaden the economy. And the third important thing is, given that we have this young population, is to, as we grow the economy and diversify it, start moving it in such a way that we create small and medium-sized enterprises and absorb more and more into the economy, jobs, people working at it. And I'm also very encouraged to see that the new administration is focusing even more on getting the private sector much more plugged into the economy, moving the state away from economic activity, but more towards regulation, supervision, governance, and leaving the private sector or pushing the private sector much forward into economic activities. So for me, the new government, combined with low oil prices, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is taking it. It's taking it with both hands and moving forward.